Hello everyone. Hello my friend. What's good? I trust all is going on well over there and family is fine. I will always ask about things like that. So bear with me. So in this tutorial, would I call it a tutorial? Yeah, let's call it a tutorial. So in this tutorial, we'll be talking about some basics about graphic stroke, visual design. It's very important we understand some basic concepts that will guide us in creating very beautiful, memorable and functional designs. It's one thing to create a design, it's another thing to make sure it passes the test of UX, right? That's one good thing I I love about UX. UX means user experience. If you are conversant with UI UX, so that is UX, user experience. So we have to make sure our designs pass the test of UX. That is the way people view it. Do they find it easy to move from one part of the design to the other? Maybe they are looking for something. Their attention gets caught by something in the design. You get them, or maybe their focus is shifted to what exactly we want them to focus on. If it doesn't pass all that, or if it doesn't achieve all that, then we can say our design failed. It failed, right? So your design can be beautiful and still not be functional. That is past the test of UX, user experience, right? We understand that on a normal basis, user experience has to do with interaction, but still your eyes are interacting with the design. So that's why I call it past the test of UX. So now we are going to start with this. What is graphic design? It involves creating visuals that communicate a specific message, idea, often using a combination of images, typography, and color. This is straightforward. You are given an objective, or you are given a direction in which a design the end result should be. Then you make your research, you rack your brain, and then you come up with a final piece, right? So you use images, you use text, which is typography, you use color, you use shapes, anything necessary to make sure that design stands out and achieves its purpose. That is what graphic design involves. Understand? You can use tools like Pixel Lab, we have Canva, we have PixArt, many tools out there, CorelDRAW, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. It's up to you to create what you've been given properly, or should I say appropriately and perfectly, right? So secondly, visual design encompasses various mediums including logos, websites, advertisements, packaging, and user interfaces. We all understand what this means, right? We all understand what this means. So if I go here, you can see three designs here. This is more like an advertisement. This is like an advertisement, more like a billboard, right? So we can see this website. Then the second one, logos. Can you see? Including logos, advertisements, packaging, and user interfaces. Well, sadly, this is not a UI UX class, so I couldn't put that out here, right? So the next one is, it involves both, or let me just talk a little bit on this. As you can see, the various things listed here, many people make the mistake of thinking it's just restricted to, I want to create a flyer. My flyer has to be beautiful. No, visual design includes logos. It includes many things. You can see most of the time when you see a new product in the market, a new eatable, or what is it called, edible product, maybe chocolate or something, or biscuit. There's a high tendency that you are going to buy it, most especially if you have the money, because the nylon, the packaging was attractive, right? And it's because it's a new product, so you want to try it out. That is visual design as well. So whenever companies invest a whole lot in the visual design of their products, don't think they don't know what they are doing. It might look so simple, but I tell you, that in itself is very effective, and which is what we call functional. and memorable. Make it as simple as possible. That is what visual design is all about. Another example of visual design is the people you talk to. The people you talk to, you could see someone out there on the street, you'll be like, no, I don't want to talk to someone like this. Maybe you see someone on dreads, maybe you see someone sagging. That is visual. That is a visual representation of your moral values. You understand? Like your moral compass. So you tell yourself, I don't want to associate with this person. Or you see someone and you're like, yes, I would like to talk to this person. You see the way they talk, the way they gesticulate, their body language, the way they treat other people, the way they carry themselves, like self-respect, dignity. And you're like, yes, I would want to talk to this kind of person. That is also a visual representation. Right there. That's visual design. Yes, that's visual design. The color of clothes you buy, and so on and so forth, right? So it involves both artistic creativity and technical proficiency, requiring knowledge of design principles and software tools. So what this is basically telling us is, as you practice, you need to figure out how to achieve a particular result, right? You need to figure out how to achieve a particular result and stick to like the principles of that particular field. It could be UI UX, it could be web development, it could be graphic design, right? It could be creating of flyers and so on and so forth. But you need to always practice, train yourself, artistic creativity, train yourself to be creative and have that technical proficiency, right? Be what's it called? Be what's the language I'm going to use? Be consistent, right? Be consistent. Stay updated with the trend. You understand? Be consistent. Be efficient. Yes, be efficient as well. Be as accurate as possible. And also, you need knowledge of design principles and software tools, because if you want to learn something, then you have to use something to create that thing you want to learn. And that means you need to learn before you use the tool you want to use to create what you are learning. You understand? So it's always good you know the principles, then you can move to the tools, right? You can move to the tools, learn the principles, move to the tools, whichever works for you. Whether it's moving to the tools, then learn the principles, whichever one works for you. So let's move on. The next one is importance of good visual design. It is consistent and well executed visual branding builds trust and credibility with customers, helping businesses establish a strong identity. This will always be true. Always be true. Do not be deceived by the terrible flyers. We'll say it the way it is. By the terrible flyers you see on the streets most times when you pass, when you are, maybe you're in the bus, you're on a bike, you're in the car, and you see some terrible flyers out there of in front of people's shops. Now, don't blame them. They are basically they make do with what they feel is okay. They go to who they have likely been referred to by someone else, that person knows how to design, or they just don't have any choice. They are ignorant of the fact that there's a broader horizon out there in terms of designing, in terms of visual design. So don't blame them. Funny thing is, they are still going to sell their products. But now just imagine they have good visual design and they start marketing it on social media. It gives this luxurious feel, this professional feel, and it's very, very much going towards, with good marketing, you are going to attract customers. You understand? Good visual design, you are going to attract customers. That's why you wouldn't, if you want to buy a car, if it's dirty, I don't think you would want to buy it. Lamborghini, Ferrari, and so on and so forth. We bask in that desire to want them because of the clean look, the aesthetics, and so on and so forth. That's good visual design. So it builds credibility with customers, helping businesses establish a strong identity. You would always be like, this thing is very beautiful. Then the people behind it must be credible people. You understand? So the second one is effective visual design can simplify complex information, making it easier for audiences to understand and retain. We are going to look at an example right now, and this is an example here. This info here, can you see this menu? This menu has a bunch of text that, if you look at it from from a point from when if you look at it in terms of when it was typed and placed in a document for you and sent to you, that this is what we are working with, this is what we want you to put into the design, you might get overwhelmed. That is this possible? This is too much. How am I going to fit it in? Most especially with the fact that I'm still going to add some other elements. So it is up to you, like we said earlier, both artistic creativity and technical proficiency. It is up to you to then be creative and find a way out. You just must find a way out. It is your responsibility because you've been paid. It's your responsibility. You must find a way out. We're going to talk about payments, but let me give you an heads up. Always collect money before you start a design, so you don't hear stories that touch. Because there are some designs that will stress you. Just imagine the person that says, I'm not continuing the project again. What will you do? So always collect at least 50% if the agreed price, overall price, is like something that, yes, this is big money. And if it is an amount that it's not really big money, at least 75% is okay. So let's move on. It can simplify complex information, making it easier for audiences to understand everything. So we're looking at this design. It is already straightforward from the beginning to the end, right? Others, these are some of the designs I've created. I need to make mouth right, blow my trumpet. Okay, so let's move on. Others are made during weekdays and delivered during weekends. You understand? One thing I made sure of is this. This is color black. The next color after that is a reddish orange, orangish reddish or reddish orange color. So it is very, very likely the person will surely read this. But just imagine I've made this the same color as this. There's a high tendency the person will not read it, because we tend to find, our eyes tend to look for things that are different. You understand? We notice things that are different quickly, whether in size, in color, in organization, in composition, and so on and so forth, which is known as contrast. You understand? So the next one was to put them into these blocks right here, add the right spacing and so on and so forth. Don't let us waste time on that. So this has already simplified this information right here, right? But of course, if the brand owner, the business, wants to add another soup, then one thing is certain: I'll collect more money and find a way, or I tell them, nah, you would have to create a separate page for that, a separate flyer page for that, which still means you collect money though. In the end, all is fair in love and war. I think that's the same way that I think is on Twitter. I usually hear that. So there's all is fair in design and pricing. Yes. So the next one is accessible design practices ensure that content is inclusive and can be easily consumed by people with disabilities, promoting diversity and equity. Now, for this, there's a very high chance you might not reach this point. Like, that is creating designs and putting people with disabilities into consideration. For example, let me cite a story for you. Let me share a story. So there was a time I created a design, then I went to CapCut and added a shake effect. This shake effect that gives this 3D feel and makes it look very, very dope, right? I posted it on my WhatsApp status. Then someone commented, my friend, he commented and said, I should be careful, that because if someone with, I think, epilepsy or seizure sees it, it might affect them. And I saw reason in that. My mind never crossed that particular consideration, and from that day onwards, I didn't use that effect again. I didn't post that effect again. It's only on WhatsApp status I posted it, whether Instagram or anywhere. I didn't post it. I just kept it. So yes, I just posted the image like that. Or I might just put some music there and add some glitch effects, some little glitch effects. You understand? So you have to make sure that you put things like that into consideration. If the organization you are designing for is large scale, you have to put this. into consideration. Promoting diversity and equity. For example, white means a different color in another culture. Red means a different color in another culture. I think in China, I think white is associated with death. I think so. And red is associated with, I don't know the country. I can't really remember. But if you can, that's very, very good. So all I'm trying to say is, in different cultures, we have different preferences. We have preferences for different preferences for things. So when you are designing, you have to put that into consideration, most especially if it is a large scale organization, right? The next thing, the next one is composition. Composition is the arrangement and organization of visual elements within a design. The arrangement, is it from top to bottom? Is it from left to right? Where am I going to place this? Where am I going to place this? And let's look at this. This right here is composition. Can you see these outlines I've drawn? It is to segment them. That is not how the design looks. Let's go to Photoshop so we understand. So this is the original design here. This is the original design. This one here. So what I basically did in terms of composition, let's press U on our keyboard to access the rectangle tool. So this is what I did, is to just draw these lines around here. Let's change it to a stroke. Bear with me. Let's change it to okay, let's change it to red. So this is what I basically did. Can you see? Then I'm going to duplicate it and I'll drag down, drag this here. So this is another arrangement right here. This is one arrangement. This is the third arrangement. Let's use our arrow key. This is the third arrangement over here. Okay. This is the third arrangement. Let me drag it this way. Let me select this as well. Let me drag it this way. This is 1, 2, 3. So within this arrangement as well, we can also have another arrangement for this area here and another arrangement for this area. You can see I use this thing to segment it. So you would obviously be able to separate these from the contact section here, right? So that is what composition is about, the way you organize and arrange your elements, right? So this right here, I made sure, if you observe very well, these images here, if I shift them to the right again, automatically I'm going to increase this text. I'll make sure it comes like this as well. I'll scale it up so that it meets the edge of this place here. That is what will give it the perfect balance. You understand? In terms of composition. You understand? So that is what composition is all about. Then the next one is typography. The selection and arrangement of typefaces to convey meaning and enhance readability. Let's look at an example here. Can you see this design here? Yeah, okay, this one here. This is now in typography we'll call it font, or you can call it typeface. Normally it's meant to be typeface, but because we are already used to calling it a font, we'll go with that. But we'll go with that narrative. So now, this is a bad font choice. Can you see? Look at it here, right? Can you see that this is a bad font choice? It's giving us ancient vibes, Gothic vibes, all those ancient times, right? The text usually used, that is used, right? This is giving us that, and it's a very, very bad choice for what? A cosmetic brand, a cosmetic ad as in ad is like advertisement, flyer ad, right? It's giving us bad vibes. But now when we come to this is more friendly. This here is aggressive. It looks like something you can use for an horror movie. Yeah, why this one here is friendly and fits the design perfectly. You understand? So sometimes when you look at your text, why I would say this is friendly, look at the letter L. It is not sharp. Check the fonts, check the edges of these letters here. They aren't sharp, they are curved, and that gives us a feminine feeling. It gives us a feminine feeling, and this is cosmetics. So you obviously have to put that into consideration and do the needful. Unlike this that has sharp edges, it looks dangerous as a font. It looks very dangerous. It looks like something you use as a danger sign. Beware. You understand? On that sign, on those signposts and all. But this is friendly and this is a good font choice. That explains typography. Color theory, understanding how colors interact and influence perception to evoke emotions and convey messages. Now, these brands are the same. They are soup place, the soup place, the soup place. And one thing I make sure of is to stick with colors that evoke this emotion of, yes, I would like to try out what this brand sells. I would like to try out what this brand sells. Now, if you observe very well, see the color I used here. It was a very, very tough decision, but it had to be made because it brought out the details of this design. If I had used this, I tried it out and I wasn't liking it. And of course, you have to give feedback to the business you are designing for. It is very, very important. Don't just do things based on your instinct. You give feedback, and when they give you the go ahead, you are good to go. Because if you look at this, the brand color is orange. Look at it, the logo here, the brand logo is orange, and that has been the color all through, consistency. But then you come here and you're like, what's going on? But at least I tried my best to use part of it here, right? But like I said, you make sure you give feedback, let them know what is going on, and if they give you the go ahead, fine. If you don't, stick to the color. You understand? But all in all, these colors evoke an emotion in you that after you see this flyer, then you see their posts of the products they and services they offer. You understand? Now, understand something, please. A flyer or visual design is meant to support the brand, to make them sell better, sell more, increase their sales. If their products are terrible, your design is going nowhere. The only thing your design will be doing is to attract first customers, first time customers. The moment they come, they see it is terrible, they will not come again. So that's the only thing your design will be doing. It will be attracting first time customers. So always make sure you know the brand you are working for, what you are getting into, fall in love with it. If you are not okay with with the principles of the brand, you can decide to just design and take your money and leave. But if you are close to the person, you do some brand strategy, right? So that's up to you. You understand? So this thing, along with seeing their post, you will want to purchase. You will want, especially if you have money. That is a very, very important factor. This is not to shade anyone, but that's how it is now. That's how life is. When you have money, you get more temptations. You understand? It's now up to you to, I don't think I need this right now. So now this, with the products they sell, with the soups, you'll be like, my girlfriend might want this. You get it for her. My boyfriend might want this. You get it for him, and so on and so forth. Not just only soups, other products as well, right? Other products as well, like these cosmetics. It's just up to you to create that masterpiece that people will be like, yes, I want to contact the owner of this flyer. You understand? So the next one is hierarchy. Hierarchy is establishing a clear order of importance among elements to guide the viewer's attention. Hierarchy is establishing a clear order of importance. So you can choose, let's go to Photoshop. You can choose to, you can choose the element you want to be the focus. You can choose where you want to place it. You can choose where to place other elements, right? It's just, hierarchy is just more like if you want a simpler way is just like the family setting. The hierarchy is from father, mother to the children, right? That is the hierarchy, the order of importance. So if you look at this design right here, I thought about it that in as much as the what they will be getting is also important, and the images, but the headline alone already lets them know what they are looking for. it already lets them know what the flyer is all about, and then they will automatically come here and start looking, right? So hierarchy wise, this here is this since it's even the first place, is the most important. 250 plus premium PNG stock images with additional bonuses that aid you in creating captivating designs. Then you can now shift, you can now come down and start looking. Then the second one is what you will get. What you get. Funny thing is, when you look at this design, you can choose to look at, once you've read this, because this is big enough, you can't do without reading it. Can you? Even if you close your eyes, you cannot do without reading it. If you are looking at it unawares, you cannot do without reading this first. Then when you come down, funny enough, you can read through anything you want here. You can look at the images first. Look at the images, then you'll be like, okay, what's this about? This is already about 250 premium PNG stock images. What will I be getting? Then you come here and you read it. You understand? That's how hierarchy works. You choose what is most important, then you start coming down, least important, and so on and so forth. You understand? Then I make sure I put the contact details first before the purchase here. I made sure I put the contact details because that's very, very important as well, right? Then I put the purchase over here as well. So in as much as you might be like, where is the purchase? Where is the the fee? The fee is below the contact details. This thing here, these dots that I put, has already made it possible, has made it easier, in my own opinion, to make the viewer read through this place here. So that's how hierarchy works. Then grid systems, very important. Grid systems, using grids to organize content and maintain alignment, consistency, and visual balance. Let's look at that right now. Let me delete. I'll delete this. I hope I'll be able to. Okay. Oh, sorry. That's a mistake. Okay, oh no. I'm trying to select it. I hope I did. No. Okay, let's select it again. Yes, we've done that. Okay, so now, when it comes to grid system, the simplest way to explain it is what? From the top, bottom, left, and right. How is your content placed? Then now, after checking how is your content placed, is it consistent at the right hand side with the left hand side? Then is it consistent from the top to the from the bottom, and at the bottom and at the top? Or did you decide to make it consistent all through, like giving it the same spacing from here to here, left to right, left, right, and bottom? That is how your grid system works. You understand? Then your alignment, did you make it center aligned? Did you make it left aligned? Did you do this? Did you do that? That is how your grid system works. So I'll show you an example right now. I'll use my rectangle tool again. I'm going to drag. I will drag. Okay, it's still okay. Yes. So I'm going to choose color red. Okay, I should choose white instead. Now let's move this a little bit. This is the left grid. I will show you another way to do it. Then we'll move this to this place here. This is the right hand grid. Then we are going to duplicate it. I'm going to shift this way. Yes. This is the bottom grid, and I'm going to shift this one this way. This is the top grid. Do you now understand? So that is how the grid system works. You check it that this seller here, is it aligned with these images here to create a balanced look? That is what the grid system does for you. Then this place here, is it properly placed to create a balanced look as well? Now you'll be wondering, why is this not shifted to this place? Let me delete it. Why it is not shifted to this place is because I did something called optical alignment. If I shift it up here, it is going to look unbalanced or imbalanced, right? So there are times you have to do optical alignment. So I rather make sure it is it is center aligned to this place. The center aligned to this place vertically. Meaning, if I bring this here, let's say this Stanley is at this down edge, I'll just shift it a little bit up to come to the middle of this rectangle. Then you get, that's what I mean centered horizontally to this logo here. So that is what I did to make it what? Let's bring that back, to make it optically aligned. So there are moments you would have to do that as well. Don't just trust don't trust the grid system. In that case, when it looks off, do it optically. You understand? Do it optically. So this is how the grid system works. Let me check what else was said. It's organize and maintain alignment, consistency, and visual balance. So you can see that is what the grid system does. Another way to do that, you just come to view, new guide layout, and it creates a guide layout for you. So you can also use that as well. You understand this as we progress, right? You understand this as we progress. So that's it. So can you see now? This is the center. So that means this design was divided into two. The moment we typed this 200 and this headline and subheading, the moment we got to this area, it was divided into two. This is the image section, and this is the other content section, the benefits and the contacts. You understand? So that is what the grid system does for you. It makes your life easier. It makes life easier for us, so that we can use guide as well, our guide layout. So that's that about the grid system. Press Ctrl H to hide it. Okay, let's delete the rectangles. Then we move to white space. White space is leveraging empty space strategically to create breathing room and focus attention on key elements. Let's go back to Photoshop, and we're going to check that out. And this is a perfect example here. Can you see this area here? Let's use our brush. Okay, let's use our rectangle. This area. I would have to use let's bring it in. Let's bring it out. I didn't want to do this before. Okay, I'll select this. Let me create a new layer. Then use our brush, pencil tool, if I paint. Okay, let's go back to full screen. So this area here, this area here, this area here, this area here, can you see that there's a space in here? The space. So most times, don't be like, what should I put here? I need to make this design filled up. No, it is not necessary. Give your design breathing space. Look at the space we gave this area. Look at the space. Look at the space. Look at the space here. Look at the space here. A lot of space, and that makes it very, 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 very easy to reach through and even understand. You understand? Glowing transformation, glam goddess style. The image already tells us what we are talking about. So which other piece of information do you want to add that will not that will still be like, okay, people don't know what this design is talking about? You understand? So breathing space is very important. And what white space literally means is not that you will have color white in your design. Please understand that you don't need to have color white in your design. White space just means breathing space, the empty space left in your design, to give your design a balanced look and a comfortable look. There are some designs that when you see them, you feel uncomfortable looking at it. Like, I don't know if you've encountered designs that can give you eye pain or headache. You understand? Those kind of designs, the breathing space is terrible. So always make sure you check your design properly and be like, okay, white space. Sometimes it's not, you don't need to check it. As you are designing, you will get that white space automatically, and don't fight it. It is necessary. You understand? So that's that about white space. Let's Ctrl Z. Okay, and let's go back to the next. So that has been explained. Can you see it here? This is the grid system as well over here. Hierarchy, order of importance. So design principles, we have balanced distributing visual weights evenly to create harmony in a design. Visual weights. Let's I will have to distributing visual weights evenly. Where is the image? So look at this for example. Distributing visual weights evenly. So if you say distributing visual weights evenly, it does not mean making this text here that will reduce it to merge with this one. No, what we're talking about is this: a combination of this left hand section with this is what gives us the size of this headline. Can you see that this headline stems from here to here? So that is balance. You understand? Visual weight, balance. And let's okay, I didn't know I was in the document. Harmony. Contrast, using differences in color, size, and shape to make elements stand out. I explained this already. Using differences in color. Differences in color. Look at this for example. Color, size, and shape to make elements stand out. This is already, in terms of contrast, I increased this one as well. So this one stood out. You understand? Then I made sure I stayed consistent with color. Green, yeah. If you notice something as well, this green, you can pick it from here. I made sure I used colors that are still related to the images here. Look at yellow, this one here, and look at red. Look at it here. So that creates a very, very nice contrast for us, right? Creates a very nice contrast. Another example of the contrast that's talking about is what? Green is a color for this, what you will get. So after reading through, of which the color is white, the next color we are seeing is this white dot, but you're not really going to take much notice of it. Your focus will move straight to this green again. That has already created that difference for you. You move from green, white, green. Then you move to yellow, which is also more like a complementary color. It's a complementary color to green. It can complement green in a design, and we can see that very well here. Then we moved to a lighter variation of red. Do you understand? And like I said, I made sure those colors are found in these images as well. So that's one thing you must always take note of when creating contrast. Understand? Sometimes you would create it without knowing. Do you understand? You create it unknowingly, and it is planned as well. So that's that about that. The next one is alignment. We talked about that with the grid section. With the grid, ensuring elements are positioned relative to each other to create a sense of order and cohesion. A perfect example is here. Can you see this area? They are placed relative to each other. Contact, price, and purchase. If I had put the contact around here, it will look terrible. You understand? I put the fee with what you will get. It looks very, very terrible. You understand? It looks very, very terrible. Normally you'll be like, okay, what you get, then put the fee. That is if you are saying it. If I'm explaining to you that this is what you get, and I'm like, it goes for a cost of this and this. I'm saying it in terms of audio format. I'm saying it by using my mouth. You understand? I'm explaining it's my voice. But this is design. Don't just put that and say you want to put the fee right away. No. There are ways to do it. You can decide to flip it, put the fee first, contact, then the purchase. It depends on you. But just, in my own opinion, I prefer this. I prefer this very, very much, right? So that's what alignment does. So another alignment is this. Can you see that everything they are properly aligned? If you draw that grid, you see that the line, these arrows are equal horizontally, like 1, 2, from top to bottom. Everything is aligned. See this shape as well is aligned. These places here, they are aligned. See the edges, they are aligned. So that's what alignment is all about, and it's very, very important. The wrong alignment will make your design look off, and you have to be careful, and which is why you always make sure you check through to see if you made any mistakes, right? So the next one is what? Proximity. grouping related elements together to create a visual connection and reinforce their relationship is just like this one we just talked about. So we don't need to really talk much about that since we already know what we're saying. Proximity, look at this, what you get. It is obvious that we are going to put the things you will get directly under what you will get, like in our design. Just imagine I put what you get, then I'm putting these images under. It doesn't look okay. You understand? So you have to make sure they are close to each other. Whatever the heading is, whatever the topic of that section is, the things that will be offered have to be directly under it. Even if you want to put it on the left, make sure it is close to it, right? So that's what proximity is all about. Repetition, using consistent design elements throughout a project to create unity and reinforce branding. This is an example. Another example is using these colors here. Can you see? Repetition. It creates that was terrible grammar. Creates it creates a, let me see, it reinforces the branding and creates unity. Because if I see this soup place, I see this, oh, soup place, the same color. So that means that if I post this thing without the logo, so far as you've seen it before, you'll be like, is the soup place that owns this now? You understand? Is the soup place that owns this? Nah. Because I've had those experiences that experience that someone will just be like, I saw someone using your type of design. I was like, that it's good that you recognize my design style. You understand? That is what repetition. When you keep on designing, people will know the way you design. If someone steals it, they already know that it is not that person's design style, that you are the owner. So that's one thing repetition does as well. And I did that over here. This color, the color containing the soup names. Can you see? I make sure I stayed consistent, as well as the contact details. You understand? So that's about that. And emphasis, highlighting key elements to draw attention and create focal points within a design. Well, emphasis, and we can say that there's an emphasis here. If you read egusi, you miss the plate. You read egusi. If you missed egusi, you are going to see the plate. Like if you choose not to read egusi, you will see the plate. If you choose not to look at the plate, you will read the text. You understand? So there was an emphasis on both of them. You understand? But I had to focus on hierarchy. I had to focus on contrast as well. So I had to obviously make the plate smaller, so at least you'll be able to read this. You can't see what is in the middle, but because you already know what is here, you already know that this place is egusi, the text in the middle is egusi, this one is also egusi, and because the brand name is what? The soup place. So that already helps our emphasis. And I think that is the end. Design tools, we have Adobe Creative Suite, industry standard including Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign we have Canva, Sketch, we have Figma, Adobe XD, Blender, and closing remarks. Visual design is life and it will always be. It borders across many fields like interior design, painting, packaging, web design, web development, and so on and so forth. Find your interest and practice like your life depends on it. Your life actually depends on it. Network, who thought I was going to say winks? Nah. It's just like those people that say lol or smiles. Nah. I hate talking to those kind of people. So I'm not going to say winks. Network and collaborate with people as much as you can, because that's the fastest way you can make progress and monetize whatever field of visual design you are in. Of course, your efforts also matter. But just imagine you've put in the effort and you didn't network with anybody, you don't know anybody, you don't know how to sell yourself. Because the easiest way to get jobs most of the time is referral from another person. When people are hyping you that this person knows how to do this, right? Then maybe someone posted on their status, and because you and them are on good books, you are on good terms, they are going to refer you, right? Compared to if you just decided to stay in stay in solitude. Then when you are done owning your skills, you're not finding it difficult to connect with people. You understand? So you can do both simultaneously, but of course the focus should always be more on getting better. The networking is not really difficult so far as you keep up like once in a while. It's not as if day to day are jobless. So you guys will find a balance around it, but make sure you are working on yourself, making efforts, putting in the effort. Post. Let your design style sink into their skull. Let it sink into their hearts. Let it sink into their mind, into their memory. That's why they say you have to make your design memorable, as simple as possible. You understand? If I move my tag today and I post it, they will be like, "Oh, it's you that designed it." You understand? Yeah, I know it's you that designed it. Because there's always this particular feeling I give my design. I'm not making much. I'm not bragging. I'm just trying to say, you put in the effort, keep on working, keep on posting. One day they'll find you. That's it. So stay safe, stay jiggy, stay yummy. Thank you.